What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It's another wonderful Monday night at Chewin the BBQ Fat. Thank you for coming on. Looking forward to another great show. A lot of awesome things going on tonight, and it's going to be a good one. I can't wait. I can't wait to have our big discussion and see what goes on. Glad to have you on. Hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. All right, guys. For me, it's competition week. I love it. I can't wait. I get to cook. First time since the Royal. Y'all just pray that I know what I'm doing, that I don't completely screw up. I am cooking ribs and chicken. And y'all remember day one at the Royal, the Black Beauties that we cooked. We're hoping not to burn a bunch of them again this time, but it's going to be a great time. What's up, Trey? How you doing? Man, I tell you what, last weekend's show was great. I did get some people asking, I'm sorry about my awesome screen here. I did get people asking about having the judges' point of view come on from the practice cooks. So I think that's something that I might do. Have the judges and the reps from some of these come on and see if they can't talk about it. See what their take is on the practice cooks and everything else, because I think that is a view that we should listen to. I know we talked a lot about what we think the judges said and everything else, but to get the judges coming on, I think it up. Yeah, I have my the thing above our kitchen table. That's a light. It's my new hat. And if I had a hat on, it would probably fix it, but it's all good. I'm not worried about it. What's up, Nick? How you doing? Richard, good to see you. But man, to tell you what, a lot of cool things going on. We're going to Sip and Swine this weekend. If you're cooking Sip and Swine and you would like to have a delivery, let us know. We can get that rolling for you, and we will get rolling. How's that? Is that a little bit better? I think that's a little bit better. So we're gonna have we'll have delivery. Lawrenceville is the discount code for that. What's up, my man Charles? How you doing? Good to see you, Dean. So if you need that, if you need something delivered to Tifton, the GBA, get that in today, tomorrow, and we can get that delivered to Tifton for GBA. And it's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. Man, I can't wait. I have not cooked in forever. But it's going to be fun. Got Robert there. Robert's going to be, he's going to be keeping me on the game, on point. He's the man. Real quick, I got to get into, so I got the deliveries covered. I just wanted to go over some new products that we have on the store that you might not know about. Out of Texas, we have Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. It's another chicken brine, an injection. Show them how to strut is their deal. We do have the chicken fried barbecue game changer. We got that in stock now. And hey, I have a feeling this was on the Houston Rodeo Chicken World Champion team's product. Congratulations, Bill. You the man. Incredible cook, incredible podcast guy, doing great things all over the place. Speaking about that podcast, if you want to see, this is, I think, the guy that the drinker on the show. Just kidding, Phil. Love you, buddy. LC's products. We have Hill Country and Honey Hole. So there you go. We got the LC's. And then I think one that we have that nobody else really carries or ships, pretty sure, barbecue sauce. Great sauce, barbecue sweet. If you're not using this, you're missing out. It's on our website now. Go ahead and order it. Barbecue sauce, great product. It's out there, and we have it, and we were ready to ship it and get it to you. But that's it. ABS, AtlantaBarbecueStore.com. Go get it. Have a great time. Carrie Chastain, how was your class this weekend? I heard it was great. Toby, good to see you. But man, what a great show we have tonight. I tell you what, the past couple of weeks, we were able to introduce the new barbecue teams at ABS, our sponsor teams. And man, I mean, if not right out of the gate, ABS teams are smoking it. We're killing it. We're doing great. Not me, but our sponsor teams doing amazing things. Good people out there representing us well. And I'm telling you, this local contest in North Carolina, my man Jamie, Casual Smokers. What's up, Urkel? How you doing, buddy? I mean, went up there, smoked it. I mean, not even close. Jamie, tell me a little bit about your weekend.
Still on the list.
Whoa, before I get too excited, I need you to just not get too excited. I need you to keep your emotions in check, and
That's easy.
and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's easy. You get about as much out of me as you do Adam.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It was a good weekend. We just, we went with the expectations of getting 4 boxes closed and turned in on time, and we got that done. Got behind on chicken. It was about 20 minutes behind on it. It was like 10 minutes to 12, and it's still on the smoker, and I get about as excited as this, but we pulled it off, and everything come together.
Pulled it off.
Yeah.
That's an understatement. So how'd you do in chicken? What'd you get in chicken?
We finished second in chicken.
Okay, yeah, there you go, man. So then tell me about ribs. How was your rib cook?
Rib cook went well. We were not really behind on it. Got all wound up getting. I believe I was able to get all the slices out of one rack, which worked out well. Yeah, 180 chicken finished first.
Just
Chicken.
curious, if my man Robert's on, he's probably sleeping, but he'll come back and watch this. How many bones did you turn in?
6.
6. That's what I like to hear. Okay, good. Awesome. So you got first place in ribs.
Yeah, second chicken, first place in ribs.
How you feeling right about now?
How am I feeling?
As during the awards, what are you thinking right about now? Man, I got a second place in the first place. You're sitting pretty good, right?
Well, I think, holy crap. I mean, even whenever, because I had just turned around and told my son, I cooked. Jason Wallace went. He always, he's my go-to. He always goes with me. My son showed up. He run boxes. And before awards, I'd turned around and told him, if you hadn't been sitting in a room with some of the best barbecue cooks in the United States, you are now. And you get your name called one time, you've done your job. You've done well. Get a call in chicken, I'm like, holy smokes,
And not just a call, a great call.
Yeah, a great call. Yeah. Yep. And turn around.
How you doing, Corby? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, turn around. Got first place ribs with a 180. And
what did you think about your pork as you were cooking it?
I was real happy with the pork. Yeah, that's easy. And I mean, I say it's easy enough, but pork's not really that hard because we come from the SCBA. We cook 16 butts every weekend, so it doesn't really,
Right. Pork's pork.
Yeah.
One time. And then they called your name for second place pork, right?
Yes, with a 180.
With a one, so that's back-to-back 180. So we got a second, a first, a second, 2 180s.
Yep.
And you got to know that you get second place in chicken. Chicken is the highest scoring category of all of them. So you got to feel pretty confident with that 178 or whatever you got. Who knows what it was. And then brisket. Did you know your brisket was okay, or were you concerned that your brisket was?
I thought it was okay, but I knew we had missed 2 steps during the process completely. So it was still good, but I really didn't know. But we get the call in pork, and I looked at Jason. And I said, "Man, this just got real."
It just got real. You got 2 seconds in a first with 2 180s. You're like, yeah, I hope I didn't finish last in brisket, right?
Yeah. Well, I told him we get a call in brisket.
We got a chance.
We've got a chance to finish first or second.
And what'd you get in brisket?
8th. Got 8th place. Yep.
Just enough to get you nervous, right?
No, I was way past that point.
That's awesome. And then I'm watching. I was like, holy smokes, he's got this thing. And then you get first place with a 710.
Yeah.
Right. And if anybody watched the awards, Jamie didn't change his emotions one time at all. I mean, just like whatever, I do this all the time. I'm pretty awesome is what I mean. But knowing Jamie, that is not his thought. That's not who he is.
No, this is my excited face.
It's the same face that he walked up on stage with when he got first place. I love it. I think it's amazing. I was so excited. Adam, my buddy Adam, Bad Rooster. He got a 180 in pork also.
Yep.
Y'all tied there, and I guess so. I'm just sitting there like, man, look at here. This is amazing. What a great they got third place off the rack. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They got second, and they do really well at that contest too. So it's pretty awesome what you did. So just real quick, and I'll let you go. I know you didn't want to be on all night. Can you just tell me what it was like winning your first grand?
I don't think I really knew what to think until I got home. I mean, really, and I don't really know what I thought then. Yeah, it was awesome. It was probably the best feeling to win a barbecue competition that I've ever had. It was, you've cooked against the best in the state of South Carolina, and I don't know, it's just different.
Just different.
Yeah,
and I'm so proud of you. We are stoked. We are like, man, I called you right away. It's like, man, this is awesome. I'm so proud of you. So excited. And what a way to just jump into the ABS and be like, look, this is what we do, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I do.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you. Anyway, yeah, Mark says congratulations. That's awesome. With Faded Barbecue. And the funny thing is we're talking, you're like, what do I get out of this? I know I got the Jag. I was like, no, you get to go to the Royal, you get to go to the Invitational, there's a lot of stuff that comes into it, winning that grand. So congratulations, man. I'm super proud of you. And anything else you want to say about it?
Thank you. Now we're going to go try to duplicate the meats this weekend. I got to try to figure out how to get 20 minutes behind on chicken, I guess.
That's right. There's always something that's got to go wrong.
Yeah, we got to, if we're going to duplicate the whole process, we got to start out behind. So,
well, now I get to cook. This is one of my one and only times to cook. So let me have a little bit of, I'd love to hear my name called, at least one. That'd be awesome. I've only got 2 options at it, but let me see if we can't get something in there.
You'll be fine.
Take it easy. Take it easy on us. Oh, love it. Man, thank you, Jamie, so much for coming on. Appreciate you. Congratulations. Can't wait to see what the year holds for you. It's going to be awesome. You the man. Welcome to the club. It's going to be awesome, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all.
All right, Jamie. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'll make sure Ellen gets in touch with you too to go over our show tonight, since she's all about it, right?
Yeah. We'll get her next time.
That's right. Thank you, buddy. All right, man. We'll see you soon, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
See you.
Man, how cool is that? There is nothing better than watching somebody get their first grand, see how excited they are. He's taking classes, took our class, the ABS class. I don't know if he used anything from it, but it can't hurt. And Jason was there. And, it's awesome. Oh, look, Ellen's watching. It's so cool to see good people doing great things. And I love it. I love it so much. Speaking of good people doing great things, that intro brings me right in to my next guy. Richard, how you doing, my man?
What's up? How we doing?
Oh man, I'm just excited. I tell you what, there's nothing better than hearing those kind of stories. I mean, you've been in this a long time. You've heard those stories. It's just so cool seeing people come out, get their first grand, and I mean, doing it in monster ways. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was just sitting backstage here listening to him and just kind of reminiscing a little bit. And then I was kind of like thinking, last year I got my highest score of 710, and it was only good for reserve grand. So I was like cherish that 710, man, because sometimes they're not enough. But
it's crazy
to have your first GC be that high of a score, that's pretty awesome. Pretty
2
awesome.
180s. That's pretty cool.
That's a good day. It's a good day in the office.
It really is. It really is. And then he gets to come right back out this week, I guess, coming out to Sip and Swine, we're going to be and having, I mean, just fun, being on cloud 9.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what's been going on with you, man? I mean, been wanting to have you on the show for a long time. First time on the show. I mean, we've tried throughout the years, and it never really worked out. And it's worked out. I'm so excited to have you on. Man, tell me a little bit about what's going on with you and everything you got going on.
It's more about what do I not have going on. It's like it's a laundry list of things. Just getting ready for my rebrand to come out with Old World with my 6 rubs. So that's kind of been a big portion of things that have been happening over the last year. And it's we're going my brand's going from Fergolicious to Richard Fergola, and all the rubs are staying the same, but getting ready to have a new label, all that stuff. They're already kind of out in circulation. Yep. We're doing an official launch on March 18th, I believe it is. So there's going to be some new things coming out of there. I'm pretty excited about what we have put together with Old World, and excited for that launch. And so I think that rebranding is going to be pretty awesome for that. But my team is still staying Fergolicious, so I'll still be competing under that name. I just spent way too many years building that name up, and I just couldn't just get rid of that. So Proud Souls, Kansas City is going good. We opened up a store in Orlando. Spent a couple times down there over the last couple months, and that's been awesome. That's kind of jumped off the page pretty fast and furious. And we're getting ready to have our 1-year anniversary in Kansas City next Saturday, as a matter of fact, March 9th. So we got the tallest man in barbecue coming in, Timmy Shear with his mega drum. We're going to do a whole hog. We got Stretch. We got Craig Carter, Andy Groneman, Megan Day, Chase and Mary Knowles from Smoke This. We've got Mike Starr from Blazing Star, and then all of our teams from Kansas City. So just lots of demos going on all day. Just basically cooking barbecue all day long. It's going to be awesome.
I love it, man. I'm telling you. And y'all all know I'm a huge fan of Proud Souls. Chris Webb, great guy. Richard, great guy. I mean, we had y'all on, and I'm telling people, like, we went out to the Royal, hey, support them, help them out. I think we got a good relationship there, and I love what y'all are doing. Proud of everything y'all got going on. It's amazing. Great store, great products, great people. If you don't want to buy from ABS, buy from them. And it's awesome. So
yeah, we appreciate that. I think that was when you came out for the Royal, when we threw about 17 gateways in the bed of that truck, and at least it seemed like 17. And you guys just assured me that this is how we pack trucks in Georgia.
That's what we do. I mean, we don't mess around. We just pick them up, throw a box on the back of the truck, and hope for the best. I mean,
I've got photo evidence of it. So I just in case I need to pack a truck that way, I know how to do it now.
And it works because we made it there.
Yeah, you made it there. I was safe and sound. But yeah, to echo what you said about Chris and Tony and Dan and all the people at Proud Souls, man, I couldn't making that shift into their company and their brand was probably one of the best occupational decisions I've made in my life. And they're awesome people to work for, not only from a business standpoint, but just barbecue people, period. They fully support me and what I do and what I bring to the table. And I couldn't ask to be part of a better brand than Proud Souls.
Yeah, they're great people. Like I say, I think we partner well with them. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So when you went to, you're changing your brand. What made you decide to do that? Just
well, we about 3 or 4 years ago, I tried to trademark Fergolicious, and I got denied. So I appealed it and got denied again. I'm sure you can guess by who. So over a year ago, Old World decided that they wanted to have all their brands in the program to be trademarked. A lot of the people they do business with was asking for that. And it's just a good idea, period. So since I could not trademark that, I didn't want to just come up with another name. And I just said, I'm just going to do my name. And so, because it's my name. And so that's what we went with. And the same people that have been doing my labels on my rubs since my inception of it, they created my new one, and it came out awesome. I'm super excited about them. One thing I just want to reiterate, the rubs are not changing. They're all the same. They just have new names, a new look. But all the contents on the inside of the bottles are exactly the same. So I'm just really excited to get that rolling full steam ahead and really start to push that hard. So
what's your favorite rub that you have? I know they're all great. I know they're all great.
Yeah.
Well, which one's your favorite?
I would probably say, I'll give you my 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'd probably say what is currently called my SPG and what will soon be called buttery garlic. It has just become such a versatile seasoning for me and everybody that purchases it. It's salt, pepper, garlic, butter, and citrus. So it has there are a couple other rubs out there that have the butter in it like that, but with my citrus back end, it's I use it on my comp briskets. I use it on my comp ribs. I use it on my comp pork. It's just an awesome seasoning. And then to follow that one up would probably be what's currently called my smoke show and will soon be called butter pecan. And I use that on those same three, or I use them on my ribs and my pork. And it's just a phenomenal rub. I don't know anything else that's out there like it. So
there you go.
Two of my favorites. And then, I mean, my sweet rub has been around for a long time. It's my main competition rub. And if I have an award hanging on the wall in Proud Souls and chicken ribs or pork, that rub has been a big part of that success. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Was that the love rub? Or is it love sweet?
No, that's just what used to be called sweet love. It's just called sweet now.
Okay.
The love rub is called all purpose now. So,
okay. There you go.
Yep.
So that's 4 of them, right? What are the others?
Yep. You got the, what's currently called original will now be called all purpose. Sweet is still called sweet. We've got the smoke show called butter pecan, SPG's butter garlic. We have one called red hot. It's going to be called honey habanero. And then what's called American pie right now will be called apple cherry.
So you're kind of going to more across the board for everybody. That's your everyday cook, not necessarily. Yeah. Is that what you're trying to appeal to?
Well, and I just think that there was a time when I was producing these rubs, and I think when we first started, we had like the funny cartoon labels, and I think there was a time for that, and I think that time is past. And I think we decided we just wanted to simplify it more, have more pronounced flavor callouts. I think it's easier when a customer's walking down the aisleway, rather than seeing American pie, they need to see apple cherry in their face. And so this is, and I think there was probably some confusion with the name Fergolicious on there, just not knowing what that was. So just simplifying it for the consumer, all consumers. There's a huge piece on the side of that tells you what it's all good on. It has a spice meter. So we really wanted to make sure it was very, very much more consumer friendly.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. I mean, especially with all the rubs that are out there right now.
Oh yeah.
It does get confusing if you don't know, but there's always people looking for a butter rub. I mean, we have people ask, is there any butter rubs out there? Is there any garlic rubs out there? Is there any fruit stuff? Is there any, that's more common than anything else. And if it just makes it easier for people to buy.
Right. Absolutely. That's the whole premise behind that.
And I'm sure you see it at Proud Souls. You're there all the time, right? You see what the customers coming are asking for, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. When you're staring at a 3-shelf wall of rubs and sauces all day, I mean, it's you and people asking that, they'll ask you, what's this rub? What's the flavor? And it actually says it on the bottle, but it's in small lettering where it should be in big lettering. I always commend Heath for when he redid his stuff. It's simple, it's plain. And it just calls it right out right there. It's right in your face. There's no questions. So that's kind of what I was going for as well.
And I mean, and that's what in the back of my mind, that's what I was going to say. You think of Heath, think of Malcolm, you think of some of these guys that they just got clean looks, right? It's a clean and it's a in your face. This is a pecan rub. This is a cherry rub. This is a whatever it may be, whatever they're trying to produce. Boom, there it is. And not be over the top with it. Just that's the rub.
That's it.
So pretty awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what else has you got going on? I mean, that just scratches the surface of Richard Fergola, right?
Yeah. So I'm currently trying to sell my rig, my comp trailer and my Myron mixing pit. I'm having a new trailer design down there in your neck of the woods, and finally going big to the trailer I've always wanted, and working with Yoder. I'm going all Yoder now. So we're going to have a Yoder offset stick burner on there with a Yoder pellet, just so I can do steak comps. I can do, KCBS. I can do whatever I want. So
very versatile.
Yeah. So I just want to make it completely. I mean, not that my trailer can't do that now, but now I'll have full living quarters and separated from a kitchen and be able to do pretty much, whatever kind of contest I want. So, so it's still available if anybody wants to buy it. But just finished up my last comp class at Proud Souls this last weekend in Kansas City. Had beautiful weather for that, and just gearing up, like I said, for our 1-year anniversary. And then after that, I fly out to Costa Rica to do a comp class there. Me and my boy Smitty from Loot and Booty, and come back from there, turn around and fly to Chicago and do another class with Smitty. And then it's just one after the other, and then finally get into the comp season when my new trailer gets done. So
you and Smitty do a lot of contests together, or classes together.
Yeah, we've done. I think now we've probably done about, I don't know, 10 or a dozen or so. Our rubs are made by the same company. We just we rep a lot of the same brands, and he's just a freaking cool dude, man. Like we just hit it off whenever we're together. And when we do classes together, we always call it the traveling barbecue circus. And I'll tell you this, somewhere in the US this year is going to be a contest that the two of us are going to come cook together as a team. We haven't decided on whether it's going to be Ferg and Booty or Ludalicious or, one of those things, Bootylicious, maybe Bootylicious. I don't know.
There you go.
But yeah, we have so much fun together. We decided we wanted to pick a contest because I'm not going to really chase points this year. I'm going to do about 20 comps or so. But after doing 40 last year, I'm going to halvesies this year. But so yeah, that's what I got going on, man. I mean, there's probably more down the pike. Lots of stuff coming up, man.
I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Robert and I, we started doing this cooking together stuff, Chewin the BBQ Fat team. It is a blast. It is so much fun. You go, your expectation, like just go in there with no expectations and whatever happens, just have a good time, enjoy yourself, relax. And we're going on our 4th or 5th contest now doing this. And it's so, it started out as a one-time thing and it's like, man, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we won, whatever. But I told him before the awards, I was like, dude, this was so much fun. This is the most fun I've had at a contest ever. And then it's just going, and we're at the Royal. We parked next to each other at the Royal, and it's becoming a whole thing. And I'm telling you, I think y'all are going to enjoy it. I've seen some other teams joining up doing the same thing, and it is a lot of fun. I personally think it's so cool to see everybody do this. And I'm not saying that we didn't start it by any means, but I've been pushing this to see it go because it's just more fun, right? Like now all of a sudden, whoever's at the contest, they're going to go up to your site and they're going to meet 2 of you, right? Like it's going to be cool. And generally when you get in that kind of situation, it's just laid back. You're more, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what it is. Let us know what it is and we'll be watching.
Yeah. We just figured it made sense. With as many classes we've taught together and all the positive feedback we get from the students that are in those classes. We just figured we need to go to a comp and cook together. And you're right. I think that's like my main focus for 2024 is, don't get me wrong. I still want to win and I still want to, I want to bring those, those GC trophies home. But being able to go out with a friend and, have him cook 2 meats and me cook 2 meats and just, we've cooked next to each other tons of times and have a blast, but to actually cook as a team, that's something I'm really looking forward to and having fun, promoting my brand, promoting Proud Souls and Yoder and all the people that I represent, Royal Oak, Pray Fresh, and just having a good time and relaxing with it. And if we win, we win. That's just the icing on the cake, man.
Exactly. It's so much fun. So speaking of Yoder, I went to the Kansas City Proud Souls store. Y'all carry a lot of different smokers. What is it about not each brand, but what is it about each type that intrigues you about selling smokers? I'm sorry, I'm changing directions a little bit, but
that's fine.
Because y'all have a lot of different things at Proud Souls that you sell. I know you've been talking about Yoder. Y'all have a huge Yoder selection. You got drums. What all do you sell, and what is your favorite type of smoker, and why, and everything else?
Yeah, we are the first and only Yoder dealer in the KC metro area, and obviously that's a big seller for us company wide. Whether that's in our 2 stores in Colorado or in KC or in Orlando. It's just a great pit. And I think one of the things that most people love about it is it's made in Kansas. And I think that's kind of why I was attracted to it. Cause I'm made in Kansas. and the controllers, right there, right there in Kansas City. So it's like a super local product, and just built really well. It's very functional. There's no problems with it. But I think where we pride ourselves at Proud Souls is the options that you have, the selection that you have, but they are, we always say they're the high end. So we're a high end barbecue supply store. We want to sell people quality products, not what a big box store would, where you'd find in a big box store. So, we carry Napoleon gas grills, the Twin, Eagle, and Delta heat line, which is made in California. That's another thing that most of our shop consists of made in America products. So we've got Outlaw barbecue smokers. We've got Workhorse pits, which are right there out of Georgia. We have Primo ceramic grills. We carry, we now carry RecTech. We just made that announcement the other day that we just became one of the first, physical dealers of RecTech. And those are on our floor now. Oh man. We currently carry Traeger. We've got, Gateway drums. We've got, pizza ovens, Alpha pizza ovens, so it's just, there's something for everybody in there. And that's just grills and smokers. The amount of rubs and sauces and charcoal and pellets and wood and accessories we carry, and then all the specialty meats, it just brings it all together, and it's just it's a great place. It's a one-stop shop, man.
Love it. So what you just mentioned a whole bunch of different, you mentioned stick burners, you mentioned cans, you mentioned pellet grills, you mentioned reverse flow, whatever. What is it about each one of them that is intriguing, or that somebody should know? Like if who should get what? Like if a customer walks in Proud Souls and they're like, hey, I want a smoker. I don't know what I want. Like, what is how do you know which way to sway people? What are you trying to do?
I think the nice thing about all the brands that we carry in our store is they're for anybody. I mean, whether you're just an every weekend backyard person, or whether you're a competition level cook, a chef, or whatever. I mean, there's something for everybody in there. And I think we get that a lot, what you just mentioned, people come in and they want a smoker. So I think the way we handle that is we just, are we looking for a pellet, or are you looking for a stick burner? I think that's always the first question. And most people, 9 times out of 10, they want to go pellet. But I think one of the really cool things about our shop is that we've got a really good selection of offset smokers, like quality offset. So
all sizes too.
Yeah, all sizes. So, Yoder, Workhorse, Outlaw. I mean, just those three right there, are 3 really, really quality, high level offset pits that you can just put on your back deck, or you could mount to a trailer and go cook a competition with it. I mean, and these Workhorses are so heavy duty. They're very, they're very affordable, and people are attracted to them. So I think it just comes down to what they're looking to do. Most people want to save time. So most people lean to that pellet option, because they can look at it on their phone. They can, it saves them time and all that stuff. So pellet grills are probably our number one seller.
They're easy. I mean, and I think it's interesting. You're seeing a lot of pellet grills come into the competition world. The longest time, everybody was whatever, pellets this, pellets that, whatever. But you're starting to see now that it is part of what you have. You've got stick burners, you've got drums, or you got gravity, whatever you're cooking, but you also are throwing in there a pellet to finish things off. I mean, it just seems to be, it's intriguing to me of how it all changes and works, and the different smokers used for different things. And we as competition cooks need three smokers, of course, to make ribs. We can't do it on one. We got to have two or three.
Yeah. We're bougie.
Yeah, bougie. That's right.
Yeah. And we have outdoor kitchens there too. So we build outdoor. I just saw Steve saying that on there. And then I just saw somebody who's this a YouTube user talking about the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
How was he bring that up?
I did. We did it. We just did a KC area remodel and home show just last weekend. Well, about a week ago here. And I was one of the celebrity presenters. And I asked the crowd if anybody was from out of town, and a couple people raised their hand. And I said, welcome to Kansas City. I said, there's 2 things we do here really well. One is cooking barbecue, and the other is winning Super Bowls. And of course, all the other Kansas City people were like, yeah, all cheered. So we got the crowd pretty pumped up. No, it's a great time to live in Kansas City right now and be a Chiefs fan. I mean, it drives a lot of business to a lot of different places, man. It's crazy. It's fun. We love it being in the barbecue game. And, we've connected with George Karloftis, who's our defensive end. We've got videos of him on our YouTube channel, which is Proud Souls BBQ. And we've got more content we're filming now. We're actually filming this week. So, but yeah, great time. I just saw that comment over there and thought we'd talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up in just a little bit, but yeah, when I was there, I saw y'all had a Kansas City Chiefs Yoder smoker.
Yeah.
I'm sure that didn't last long.
Yeah. Well, we sell a ton of those. We've got one that's a burn unit that we run right now, a 640 comp cart. And then we've got a big Cimarron. And then we've also got a 1500 all in red and yellow. So, when you live in Chiefs Kingdom, dude, you gotta give the people what they want.
Exactly. So how was Taylor Swift? Or, did you see him? How did her boyfriend play? Did he do okay in the game?
Yeah, he did. He did a little okay, Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that hate on that whole situation. And I think it's great for football. I thought it was great for Kansas City. It's just a girl that found a dude she liked, and he just happened to be Travis Kelce. And for her coming to all those games and supporting the Chiefs and all the attention she brought to our city, it was pretty cool.
She brought a little bit of attention. I think there was a football game. I watched the Super Bowl. It was a great game. And I think I saw like 3 plays. Other than that, I saw her and a bunch of other girls in a box cheering and having a good time. So apparently there was a football game going on too, other than just Taylor Swift signings. Well, it's pretty awesome.
Well, Tony, our founder and our owner, he told me that his daughters were requesting that I get Taylor Swift at our March 9th 1-year anniversary. And I told him that I'll work on that, but just don't hold me to it. So
is she going to be there?
No,
you got to be there. Oh, come on. You got to be there.
I'm pretty sure she's in another country somewhere, singing because I think she was just in Australia. But
hey, look, I'm just going to say it. I'm a fan of Proud Souls. You got the Proud Souls 1-year anniversary, or you got some football game. They're not even on the same level. Yeah. Proud Souls 1-year anniversary way higher than some football game.
At least you're going to get fed really well at our event. There's not going to be a lack of food. I can tell you that.
That's awesome. No, Kansas City did great. I know you're a big fan. Awesome. They're doing great things. And like you say, it's great for Kansas City. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I just got a new tattoo yesterday too, a new Chiefs tattoo. You can kind of see the arrowhead.
Oh yeah.
And it says it's still covered up, but it says Kansas City and it's got the skyline in it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool right there, man.
I just got that yesterday. So
good for you. How'd it feel? How's it feel today?
Well, I've never got tatted on my bicep. That one stung just a little bit.
That one hurt.
Yeah, I got 2 tattoos yesterday, and that one hurt. So,
that's a heck of a day. Yeah. Awesome. So we've talked about your classes. We've talked about your job. We've talked about Proud Souls. What is your goal? And I know you said you're backing down on competitions. What would you say your goal this year and for your competition as Fergolicious Barbecue? What's your goals?
I always set goals for me each year, and I think we talked about it earlier. One of those is just having a good time. Right. But I've got a pretty good rough draft schedule where I'm going. I'm going to hit some new places. I'd like to go to some places where I have not been before. I've cooked over 200 contests, so I've been just about everywhere. But I want to try to find some new ones to hit and meet some new people, because that's what part of this game is all about, is making new friends and meeting new people and spreading the love of barbecue. And so that's for one. Always my goal every contest I go to is to win that contest. I'm a realist. I know that that's not going to happen every weekend, but we all know how it is when you get on a roll. And so if I can do that in 20 comps, whenever I go into a season and I'm not really worried about toy points, that's when I always do good. And then I'm like, well, we might as well keep going then. Let's see if we can, do this. That's how it always goes. And last year, I jinxed myself and said I was was going for team of the year. And that's when I knew I was screwed right there. So, but I ended up okay last year with number 2 in ribs and number 3 in brisket and 16th overall. But I like to be in that top 10. But that's kind of where I'm always at. Trying to get a handful of GCs throughout the season, and I know I'm capable of doing that. I just go out and run my profile. And really, the biggest challenge of this year is that I'll be cooking on new pits. So everybody's asking me why I'm going away from my gravity feed, and it's an absolutely fantastic smoker. I love it for competition. It's so easy to use and produces great products, but I've kind of got to the point where I want a new challenge. And so going to an offset, it's something I got to prove to myself. So, and I want to cook on a Yoda product. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. And I'm kind of looking forward to that new challenge and going out and trying to continue my success.
Well, I can't wait to see you November 16th and 17th in Cumming, Georgia at the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic. It's going to be great. Already talked to Chris. We're going to do we're in the works of trying to have a ABS versus Proud Souls kind of come together and do like a team versus team kind of thing. We got some stuff that we're going to try to work on and make it be a really cool event. And have fun with it. It's all about having fun and making it and adding something to it, right? Like
sure.
We discussed like what can we do to make something go, right?
That's
something we mentioned.
That's funny you mentioned that. I talked about that probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. We were talking about doing that with my friends up in Minnesota in Northern Fire. We literally had that exact same idea, and we were actually going to do like 4 stores.
Okay.
The boys in Iowa and that one and the other store I used to be at. And then I can't remember what the other one was. And we were going to do we were going to come together in a location where none of us live at and cook against each other. And we were just going to have a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's we were talking about, I was like, man, how cool would that be? Right. Like,
oh man,
just get together and then trying to do some other things. But that's what so I guess I'm kind of spoiling that. I should have had him on the show to talk about that, but that's what we want to do this year and have fun with it. Just why not? I mean, we're all in this together. We all want barbecue to be successful, right? We all want it to succeed.
Absolutely.
So little things like that, just something to make it fun and more interesting.
Sure.
But anyway. So now what about the Royal? Y'all always do some fun stuff at the Royal. What do you think about the Royal this year? Changing dates, everything's moving. How cold is it going to be? You're from the area. Are we going to be miserable or what?
When they dropped the date, I mean, I knew that's where it was going. I just knew it was. So I was pretty much prepared for that. I can tell you this, the first year they had the Royal at the Speedway, if I'm not mistaken, they had it on that same weekend. Because I remember there was trick-or-treaters and it was Halloween and we had a party. Fergolicious did. I'm not opposed to it. It's basically gonna be in the new toy year though. So it goes past October 31st because Thursday night is October 31st. So technically that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be on the 2025 Team of the Year year. So I haven't really heard any dialogue about that being addressed yet. So I'm not sure. I did talk with the people of the American Royal, and they did say they were in discussions with that.
If they're in discussions with that, I'm in discussions with it to move it to the end of November. I'm going to go ahead and if that happens, I'll go ahead and raise hell if they move the Team of the Year date. I mean, so I think it should be December 31st anyway, but that's just me.
I think, the reason why it got switched, I was on the board when it got switched. And the reason why it got switched was because of when they were implementing the KCBS World Invitational date. And so what they wanted to do is they wanted to have the season end, the Team of the Year season end, because they were having the KCBS World Invitational and the banquet together. That was the goal back then.
Right.
And so they thought the best thing to do was, that's good stuff, by the way. We got it in our store too. It's
Bill just jumped on and said, "What's up?" So sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Billy, Chicken Champ. So they wanted to have the toy season end at the end of October, and then 2 weeks later have the KCBS World Invitational and banquet. That way they could announce all the winners and everything was done. So That's why it was like that. So I don't know how they're going to handle that now, but whether they're just going to allow the Royal to count on 2024 that weekend because it's so close, I don't know. We're excited about it. We have an indoor space we have an indoor space and outdoor space at our spot. We're in discussion about some pretty unique things that we're talking about doing with some other partners. And so we've just got so much stuff going on right now. We haven't had a chance to really dive into that yet. But when we do, if we do what we're talking about, it's going to be pretty sweet. So
well, I'm sure you will. Y'all do it right.
We will be doing the Friday Night Bites event again that we did this last year, where me and Brad were the commentators and we had the coaches and the celebrity judges, and we brought in the celebrity radio hosts and had them cook off against each other. That will be happening again for sure.
Right.
So we thought that went really well. That drew a pretty good crowd, and it was just fun. I mean, and it got people involved, and that's what we're about, is just getting people involved in grilling and barbecue.
That's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's what I told when we was talking to, when we went in there, I was like, man, what can we do? Let's do whatever we can to make this fun and everything else. I mean, anyway, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, our kids are going to be trick-or-treating there. So hopefully there'll be something. We're going to do something Thursday night again, try to have fun before all the other shenanigans go on, but it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it will be great.
So, but anyway, so what do you have going on in the near future other than in 2 weeks or a week or so? You've got the 1 year anniversary. What's next after that before we get into all the deeper stuff?
Costa Rica. I fly to Costa Rica down there with the Costa Rican people, and me and Smitty are doing a class there. So he's doing chicken and pork there, and I'm doing ribs and brisket. So we'll be doing that and having a lot of fun. They got big plans for us down there. And then we turn around the next weekend and fly to Chicago together and do a class there at Wanamaker's. The Wanamaker's class you can actually register for that on my website, fergoliciousbbq.com. And then after that, I've got another event planned. I haven't nailed it down yet, the next weekend. And that's when our first class starts at our store. We've got 9 classes at Proud Souls this year, backyard classes, and they're all free to attend.
Nice.
And I think all 9 of them are full, 30 seats. Awesome. So we've got that coming up, and then it just in April we get into comps and start cooking, man.
That's great. I love giving back. It's all about giving back to the community. Everything we can do, giving back to barbecue, it just makes it better for everybody. I love it.
Yeah. The
so
more
people going down to Costa Rica, as you go to Costa Rica, what is the barbecue scene like in Costa Rica right now?
I haven't been. Chris has been, and Chris I think has been twice now. So he's been down there, and that all stemmed from the KCBS World Invitational when it was in Gadsden, Alabama, and their team was right next to us. Okay. And so Chris just made friends with them and was showing us some things and helping them. And so they brought him down, and I know him and Brad went down just earlier this year. I think it was in February, or not February. It was earlier, maybe it was January, but. And then there's another group of people down there, and they reached out and said, yeah, we'd love to have you. And I reached out to Smitty and said, hey, do you want to go down and rock this place? And so we're really excited. I've taught comp classes in other countries before, and it is such a rewarding experience because when you roll into these other countries, they treat you like a rock star. And it's just so cool to see them get so fired up about competition barbecue. I did a class in San Antonio with Phil Breeden, and we had a couple ladies that came up from Costa Rica and took that class. And they were just so excited and loved it. And just the looks on their faces learning this stuff, it was just, it just makes all this worth it. You're like, I just did my comp class this weekend and was just super excited that I had a couple teams in there that haven't cooked their first KCBS yet. And so, that just gives me all amped up, that I'm impacting somebody that's going to go out and do something that I started, 12 years ago. And hopefully I kick them off on a positive path.
That's awesome. I mean, that's when we had our class. I mean, our contest this year is our second contest last year, whatever. A guy was cooking it. And he's like, I attended this event last year as a spectator, and I liked it so much that I started cooking barbecue. I was like, dude, that is the best thing I've heard yet, is somebody came to the contest, saw what we did, and then signed up as a KCBS team and started cooking barbecue. I think that's so cool, man. That's what it's all about. I'm like, dude, that you just made my trip, like made my weekend. What we do, it means it's worth something, right? Like the things we do, it does matter. So
yeah, it's you know, and everybody, you know, I get a lot of questions about all the TV shows I've done and stuff, but you know, every now and then I get somebody, an individual or a married couple or whatever that just come up and say, you know, I've watched you on all these shows, and I just think it's great what you're doing for barbecue, and it really helps us learn something. And you know, when they tell me that, you know, some people think those shows aren't anything, but I think they're very educational, and I think it really helps grow the sport. I think it helps businesses like yours and ours. So I'm just happy to be a part of them and making an impact on people. And that's what I always say. I always say I'm a soldier of barbecue. So just trying to get more people lighting fires and cooking meat. You know what I mean? When I see that happening, it makes me feel really good. So.
And there's nothing like seeing a bunch of people in the neighborhood get together, getting around and cooking, having a good time. And that's what it's all about.
That's it.
Everybody.
Yeah. I love it.
And now you can tell everybody, like, look, I've made it. I've been on Chewin the BBQ Fat now. I've hit them all.
Yeah. Yep. This is the top, baby. I hit it.
You just hit the pinnacle. You just hit the pinnacle.
I love it. Do you guys, I was going to ask you, is your contest at that, at the place where they had the triple at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I cooked that triple because that was the first year I chased points.
Okay.
And I was still a full-time high school teacher then. And so I had to, on that third day, on Sunday after I turned in, we left and drove 13 hours straight home because I had to be at school the next morning.
Oh, wow.
But that was a fun experience. So I know exactly where that is. There's that little Mexican grocery store across the street that we went and ate at. Me and Joe Pierce and Dirt Road. And I think Brad was maybe.
We just need to bring them all back and make it be another special contest that everybody goes to.
Yeah. I love it.
That'd be awesome. Well, Richard, how can everybody get in touch with you? If somebody wants to, like, where's all your socials and all that kind of stuff? What's the best way to see?
Yep. So Fergolicious and Richard Fergola Barbecue. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on X as well. So it's just at Fergolicious BBQ. And then for Richard Fergola, it's just at Richard Fergola BBQ. And then for Proud Souls, we are also on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. That's one thing that we're really working on this year. It's Proud Souls BBQ. So if you haven't checked out any of our new content, we pretty much drop a new video every Friday. And this entire week, we just finished day one of filming. For this week, we're filming all new content here. April, we're filming all new content in Colorado. And this summer, we'll be filming all new content in Florida. So stay tuned for lots and lots and lots of new stuff coming out from Proud Souls.
That's awesome. And are you all over the place, or you just do you mainly stay in Kansas?
I mean, it's my home base. I mean, I live 8 minutes from our Kansas City store. But I've been in our Florida store twice this just since January. Well, actually, since we opened. And I'll be back out in Colorado in April. So with what my job does with Proud Souls, I'm kind of all around doing them all. So, and then my boy Tariq, who we hired, does all our videography and photography work. So he'll be traveling with me to Colorado and Florida to do all that video work. So
amazing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate everything you do. Proud Souls does. Y'all are awesome. And I've always said, big fan. Like I said, if you want to buy from us, go buy from them. If you don't want to buy from them, buy from whatever.
Absolutely.
It's a good thing going on. And I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for making it work and coming on and seeing us and telling everybody what's going on. I'm looking forward to the Royal. I know that's when I'll get to see you for sure. Maybe I'll be able to see you sometime before then, but keep up the good work, keep up everything y'all are doing. And I appreciate you, man. Well, we appreciate you too, man. We appreciate your support and we hope everything's going good with ABS. And I'm looking forward to this little cook-off that Chris apparently decided not to tell me about. Well, I'm still working on it. I know, I'm just teasing. But yeah, man, congrats to you and everything you've built up. I appreciate you having me on. No problem, man. Thank you so much. And we will see you all next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Have a good one, everybody. You can stay on.